Imagine the electric hum of Accor Stadium in 2015, Golden Point extra time, the weight of a nation's dreams on one man's shoulders. Ben Hunt, the young gun from Rockhampton, catches the kickoff, and it slips right through his fingers. The ball bounces free, North Queensland Cowboys pounce, Jonathan Thurston slots the field goal, and Brisbane's premiership hopes evaporate in a 17-16 gut wrench. That drop wasn't just a fumble, it was a fracture in Hunt's soul, echoing for a decade as the moment that defined his nightmare. But what if I told you that single spill is about to ignite the greatest comeback in NRL history? Stick around, because redemption isn't just a word, it's Hunt's war cry for tomorrow's grand final showdown. Smash that like button if you're all in for epic turnarounds, and subscribe for non-stop NRL fire. The sun-baked fields of Rockhampton had forged Ben Hunt into a warrior long before the bright lights of the NRL swallowed him whole. Born in 1990, he exploded onto the scene with the Broncos in 2011, a hooker with the vision of a halfback and the grit of a front rower, quickly becoming the heartbeat of Brisbane's engine room. By 2015, at just 25, he was the linchpin in a Broncos side stacked with talent. Darius Boyd charging down the flanks, Corey Parker anchoring the pack, Anthony Milford weaving magic at 5'8". The preliminary final demolition of the Cronulla Sharks had the city buzzing. This was their year, the drought breaker after a lean stretch since 2006. Fans painted the town maroon, barbecues fired up across the suburbs, and Hunt? He was the quiet enforcer, the one who'd clawed through 20 state of origin battles already, earning his Kangaroos cap and silencing doubters who called him undersized for the grind. But grand finals are gladiatorial arenas where legends are made or mauled. Brisbane stormed to a 16-12 lead over the Cowboys, only for Michael Morgan's late try to force Golden Point. The tension was a living thing, coiling tighter with every breath. Referee Tony Archer signals the restart, Thurston's boot connects, the ball spirals high, and Hunt positions under it like a sentinel. Time slows. The stadium holds its collective inhale. His hands cup the leather, and it betrays him, tumbling to the turf in a puff of chalk dust. Chaos erupts. Cowboys swarm like wolves, regaining possession in a heartbeat. Thurston, cool as Arctic steel, lines up the 22-metre drop goal. Swish. Heartbreak. The siren wails, and 83,000 souls slump in unison in the locker room, the air thickened with salt and defeat. Hunt sat statue still, jersey soaked, eyes vacant as the replay looped in his mind. A cruel tormentor, teammates patted shoulders, but words felt hollow. Broncos' immortal Justin Hodges, that towering figure of the club's golden era, pulled him aside amid the debris. Leaning in close, voice gravel rough from years of battle, Hodges gripped Hunt's arm and growled, "It wasn't your fault, mate. We never should have put you in that spot. You and MILF got us here. Without you two, we don't even sniff the decider." But the scar ran deeper than consolation could reach. Hunt later confessed to nights where the drop replayed like a curse, sleep evading him as whispers of failure gnawed at his edges. He questioned everything, the fire in his belly, the steel in his spine. Dark thoughts crept in, the kind that make champions contemplate walking away from the game that birthed them, yet, in that abyss, flickers of defiance stirred. Hunt channeled the pain into fuel, vowing silently to one day stand taller. The 2016 season dawned with promise. Brisbane pushed deep into finals again, but the ghosts lingered. Off-field, pressure mounted, media hounds baying for blood, fans fracturing into camps of forgive and forget versus forever blame. Hunt's form dipped under the microscope, a scapegoat in a team unraveling at the seams. Coach Wayne Bennett, the silver fox who'd built dynasties, sensed the fracture lines widening. By 2017, the powder keg ignited. A heated exchange in the sheds, accusations of disloyalty flying like haymakers, and suddenly Hunt was out, signing a fat contract with St. George Illawarra Dragons, fleeing the Broncos' nest that once felt like home. Brisbane mourned the prodigal son, but was this exile the end, or the forge for something unbreakable? Little did the rugby world know, the real storm was brewing on the horizon, one that would drag Hunt back across state lines in a twist no one saw coming. The Dragons chapter unfolded like a gritty redemption novella, pages stained with triumph and treachery. Landing in Wollongong in 2018, Hunt reinvented himself, morphing from bruised ego to talismanic leader. Under Paul McGregor, he orchestrated a halcyon run, top 4 finishes, stirring finals campaigns that teased glory without delivering the kill shot. Hunt's boot became a weapon, his short kicking game slicing defences like a scalpel, while his origin heroics, 4 series wins, 20 Blues jerseys, cemented his elite status. Off the field, he built a family fortress, wife, and kids grounding him amid the frenzy. But beneath the gloss, fault line spiderwebbed. Anthony Griffin's 2023 axing after a dismal start lit the fuse. Hunt, vocal in the leadership group, clashed with incoming coach Shane Flanagan. Whispers turned to shouts when Hunt floated signing Parramatta's Clint Gutherson, a bold pivot to fullback that threatened Flanagan's son Kyle's spot at 5'8". The boardroom buzzed with tension, contracts dissected like battle plans. By mid-2024, the rift was a chasm. Hunt requested a release from his deal's final year, citing a pullback to Queensland's warmth, the Broncos siren call echoing louder than ever. In a clandestine chat with club legend Steve Renouf over coffees in Brisbane, Hunt let slip the truth. "Mate, I'm working on it." The wheels turned quietly, negotiations, handshakes in shadowed offices, and boom, November 2024 headlines screamed his return. At 34, Hunt penned a 2-year pact with the Broncos, slotting back into the fray under Michael Maguire's no-nonsense regime. Fans erupted. Was this the missing piece for a side stacked with youth like Reece Walsh and Ezra Mam? Early 2025 hinted yes. Hunt's now steadied the ship through a mid-season wobble, his 350th NRL game against the Titans a milestone that lumped him with immortals like Cameron Smith and Darren Lockyer. Yet, irony's blade twisted sharp, the only one in that pantheon without a ring. Then fate dealt its cruel joker. Round 23, dual blow. Adam Reynolds' hamstring snaps mid-tackle. Mam follows suit days later. Panic rippled through Red Hill, the halfback engine room gutted. Enter Hunt, the elder statesman, shifting to number 7 with the poise of a veteran conductor. He unlocked Walsh's blistering pace, fed Selwyn Cobbo's aerial bombs, and willed the pack forward like a general rallying routed troops. Come finals, it was vintage Hunt, a 40-18 semi-final evisceration of the Roosters, then the upset scalp of minor premiers Melbourne in the prelim, his grubber teeing up Kotoni Staggs for the sealer. Post-match, Hunt's voice cracked on the mic. "I'm lost for words." 10 years on, back where the heart broke, on the cusp of healing it. But as Captain Craig Bellamy's Storm regroup for Sunday's decider, one burning question hangs. Can Hunt finally grip destiny, or will the ghost snatch it away again? The circle tightens, and the reckoning awaits. This is Aussie NRL Updates, your pulse on the Premiership Pulse, delivering the raw, unfiltered truth from the trenches. Now, the crescendo builds to a fever pitch, the 2025 Grand Final at Coliseum where scars become shields. Hunt strides into Accor Stadium not as the kid who fumbled fate, but as the grizzled gladiator, 35 years etched with battles won and wars waged. Brisbane's prelim triumph over the Storm wasn't luck, it was Hunt's masterclass, a 28-20 thriller where he tallied 180 run meters, 2 try assists, and a defensive wall that repelled Bellamy's blitz. Teammates orbit him like planets to a sun, Walsh's electric footwork amplified by Hunt's decoy runs, Carrigan's forward fury fed by pinpoint short balls. Maguire's game plan? Simple, savage, stick together, grind the middle, unleash the edges. Hunt embodies it, his origin-honed nous turning chaos into calculus. Yet, vulnerability lingers, a hamstring twinge in training sparks whispers, but he waves them off with a grin. I've carried worse ghosts than this. Redemption's flavour is bittersweet for Hunt, laced with what-ifs from a decade's detours. Those Dragons' years? A forge of resilience,